am doing my introduction really in reverse because I started this vlog well, it's been 2 weekends since I started this vlog, and the next episode I wanted to share with you all of my vlogging. It happened to be in timing with being the weekend before the fires that have taken place here in LA. And for whatever reason, the universe intended that that particular Saturday, my brother flew into town with his sons. My best friend flew in from Northern California with her daughter because they were going to look at universities for her daughter. And as you might have seen if you previously know me, I spent part of my teen years and my Pepperdine years living in Malibu. We had a home in Malibu at County Line, and I grew up around being in the Pacific Palisades and in Malibu. So of course, when everybody came in, it seemed the natural thing to do that right away we wanted to head out to Pacific Palisades and to Malibu, having no idea whatsoever what was going to happen just 2 days late, well, a day and a half later. So I had never made an intro to this. It's starting to make me emotional just to even think about it. But I am going to be sharing with you our day in the Pacific Palisades and Malibu. Some of the places I show you, they're gone. They just don't exist anymore. If you ask me my deepest regret, it's that we have a tradition amongst my brother and I especially, and then amongst friends like my friend Samira, where we always go to John's Garden to have lunch. But her daughter Kiki, who you'll see in a little bit, she was pointing out, oh, what's that sushi restaurant on PCH as we were driving by? It's the Real Inn. The Real Inn is where I first had my first sushi is my point. It's my first sushi I ever had. It's where I learned how to use chopsticks. I have so many beautiful memories of that, and it's gone. And I really regret, because I remember being in the car and specifically saying, should I stop there? Should we get lunch there instead? And then we were like, no, let's go to John's Garden. We've always gone to John's Garden. If I could take back a slice of time, I would have gone there one last time. There's people in many, many communities that they're never going to get to go back to their homes again. And this is so emotional for a lot of us to watch. You just don't expect it happening. You know, Mother Nature, it's one of those uncontrollables, and you don't expect it. But I applaud my community. I love being part of LA. I love seeing how our community has come together and pulled together donations, and I myself have done that. I also have put up on my Insta stories, different stories daily. You know, I think it's amazing receiving the most beautiful messages from around the world from you as followers, friends, asking what you can do, feeling the pain we're feeling, and it's hard. You know, I feel very humble for it. I'm grateful that we're at the farthest end of Santa Monica. We're very, very fortunate, but it doesn't stop the hurt. And I think it's okay to feel that hurt. And I think it's really important to acknowledge that and know that you can feel grateful and sad and humbled and hurt all wrapped in one, because that's part of us being humans. And there's just a lot that I could wish for. I wish I could give homes back to people that I know. There's a lot of things I wish for in this moment. But I do know this is a very strong community, and we're going to rise above it and rebuild. And we'll see what our future journey is. So with that, that is the end of my chatting. I am going to bring us back into what it was like on that day of going around, and then bring you forward. I feel like this is a little bit of a disjointed vlog, but it's a very authentic vlog. I'm going to record one more piece, just because I also was in the midst of doing a 25 days of makeup and meditation reset in the midst of this happening. I was doing that on social media, and I felt bad to halt that. So I'm just going to share with you one more quick tutorial that I know several had been asking about, of how do you know the placement of contour, bronzer, and blush. So I will show you that, and I'll show you a couple of things. I don't do goal setting at the beginning of the year, but I'll show you a couple of other things, and then I'm going to wrap up this vlog, and then we'll start with a whole fresh new week. So I hope you enjoy this, and thank you very, very much again for the sweet messages. Hello, lovelies. It is Sunday. It's a nice day. I am running in to get my nails done because I finally found a place to do Russian manicure in Los Angeles, so definitely need an amp up. And I have my brother visiting, and I have my friend coming with her daughter, so need to get a little bit cleaned up here. So I will keep you posted. If I like this place, then I will definitely let you know. But in the meantime, I'm gonna head on in. Hello, hello, lovelies. Nails are giving. Look how beautiful they look. I didn't want to share it before because I wasn't sure what I was going to think of where I was going since it was my first time, but I'm very impressed. It's called Nails Club LA. It's on Sepulveda, right in that like West LA, Westwood area. And if you're on the west side, definitely I recommend. Proof will be, of course, if this lasts a full month, but so far I'm very impressed with them. I would say the staff were amazing. They are all Russian. Everything was comfortable and clean, and it was full of other women. I do recommend you make an appointment though if you come. I did not know to make an appointment, but they were so gracious with me. But yes, I'm just really, really pleased. Look how beautiful and natural that looks. And what impresses me is look at how thin the layers are too. That was really neat. So I am off to do the rest of my errands. I did have to record this part from my phone since I wasn't planning this, but hopefully it'll come out and we will pop it in with everything else. All right, so now the fun part of beauty. What were my first purchases for 2025? Voila, these two. I'm so excited for these. This first one is from Valentino Beauty. This is actually, if you notice, I got my eyebrows threaded, but I did not tint them this time. I might still tint them, I have to tell you that. But this, I have been seeing so many terrific reviews on this, and I think I understand why, because I'm going to come closer so you can see. It has a very fine tip point, which lets you do feather strokes. I'll do it for you. I've got the mirror here. So what you do is you just come in and you can do the finest feather strokes. And I'm outlining right now the arch of where I want it to go and where it's going to end. But if you see this tip, it's not a pen and it's not a pencil. It's some sort of hybrid in between. This is in shade taupe. And what I like is that it looks so natural, but it really elevates your eyebrows in a beautiful way. So I'm very excited about this. I'm gonna fill in so you can really see what this is like. Hopefully you can see. I know it's getting later, but hopefully you can see. Otherwise, we'll definitely do a tutorial with full light makeup. See, I can just do the tiniest feather strokes and look at the difference between this eyebrow and that eyebrow. Isn't that beautiful? And on the other side of it, it has this brush. So now I can also brush that in, and it looks elevated but natural, and it's a perfect match for my eyebrows. So I'm very excited about that. And of course, I would crush the mirror as we're doing. My second beauty purchase for the beginning of 2025 is this gorgeous eyeshadow palette from Prada Beauty. This is the first time I've owned something from Prada Beauty before, but I'm very excited about this palette because I thought it was quite unique. The design of it is such where you actually get multiple colors in it. It comes with 2 little shadow brushes, and then you've got 4 colors. So you've got your base color here in the center, then you have your defining contour shade, you have this dramatic, pretty lilac color, and then you've got a shimmer right here. This was what particularly intrigued me with my skin color, my hair color, my eyes. I think that this gold tone is going to be beautiful in the center of my eye. And there's something about it that's just different from other gold shimmers that I've seen before. But I'm also really excited to try these other shades. So on another time, we will do a full tutorial. But I wanted to at least show you, not to mention, I know you've got my finger smudges on this now, but isn't that a stunning compact? That is so, so pretty. So really excited about this purchase as well. Okay, let us get into doing our tutorial on bronzing and blush. All right, I've done one side of my face already so you can see what the finished effect would look like, and we're gonna do the other one right here. So we're gonna start first with contour. Contour, the stick I use is from Westman Atelier. I like the width of it, and I also like that this is very creamy and easy to blend. To determine where you should put it, you want to feel where your cheekbone is. I know there's a more standard type of name to use it, but I call it my cheekbone. I just know where I can press and I feel an indentation. I want to get right under there and almost create a line like this right under that cheekbone. So I'm going to come and I'm going to draw a line right here all the way up. Then I'm going to take my bronzer brush and I'm going to lift. Okay, so this is step one. Contour is to work with the shadows in your face, and we're just lifting, lifting, lifting so that it creates that illusion of shadow under here, but it's lifting the face at the same time. Other areas you would use contour is depending on your forehead shape. You would use it here to be able to either change the shape of your forehead. If you have a really long forehead, a high forehead, or if you've got a wide forehead, you can change the shape with contour. Another perfect area is right here in your Cupid's bow or right here underneath your lower lip. Some people like to contour right here with the nose, which if you're contouring with the nose, you almost want to do a concave effect and then close it in here, and that will shorten your nose and also the width of it. So we're going to do that contour. Now we're going to come in with actual bronzer. So bronzer is different. Contour is a cold shade, whereas our cold tone, bronzer is a warm tone. So now we're going to come in with our bronzer right here on the cheekbone itself. And I need to go back and forth a little bit because I'm using a small travel size, but I do really love this one from Milk. I think it's such a pretty warm color without being too orangey warm. And whoops, sorry, wrong brush. We're going to use our bronzer brush again. And now we're going in and pressing it in, almost stamping it in, if you can see that. And at the same time, lifting up but stamping in. So that's step two, and it almost overlaps each other and blends together, and it's creating already those, I don't even need to look at it, I know this like the back of my hand. It starts lifting your cheekbones up for you and starting to give you definition in the cheekbone area. Then the third one you're going to come in with is your blush stick. So your blush stick, depending on your face, you've got to think about placement carefully. I have a longer face, so I'm going to come in higher here at my highest point of my cheekbone at the top. And then I'm also going to stamp in here, and it's going to create a J effect. If you have a fuller, rounded face, you might do a little more emphasis in this area than in this top area because you're trying to slim your face and change the shape. This is the fun of playing with blushes and bronzers. And again, we're going to stamp in, press it in, but in that J shape, okay? And you can see that already just lifted my face. It gave it that bit of a flush. It defined it. I'm going to come in with my excess just on the bridge of my nose, and I can even lift up here at the corner of my eye. And now I've got a beautiful look for my cheeks, and it just elevated my whole face. I love it. If you're finding you've got a little bit of lines, go in with your foundation brush and just press in and blend that. You know, blend it out so it doesn't look like lines. It's very simple to do. And now you press it in. And then once you've got that all done, now you can go in with your pressed powder if you want to seal it in. So that is how simple it is to work with bronzer, contour, and blush. I hope you enjoyed that. Lovelies, we are in Pacific Palisades. I am here with one of my besties, Samira, and her daughter Kiki. And we just went to Erewhon. They haven't been to our Erewhon over here, so we just went to Erewhon and got the famous smoothies. So we thought we would share our verdicts on the smoothies. So Kiki, you want to kick us off?
It's super good.
Yeah. Which one did you get?
I got the Malibu mango.
Malibu mango?
Yeah.
Is it like super mango, or how would you describe it?
It's not like super mango, but like it's kind of like fruity tropical-ish, so I like it, yeah.
Perfect. And Sam?
I got the coconut cloud smoothie, and
Look how pretty hers is.
It's truly amazing. It's fantastic to look at, and it tastes even better if that's even possible.
And some of you might know that the one that Samira got is actually the one that Mariana Hewitt designed, that is from Summer Fridays, so it's a really well-known one. And then I got the maca bomb, which I've been wanting to try because I love maca, as some of you might know, but this also has lucuma in it, and lucuma is another superfood from Peru that I'm really keen on. Mr. Z makes things with it, so we're going to take a test right now. Oh my gosh, so good. It's like creamy, chocolatey, nutty, all wrapped in one. Yeah, this is a new favorite. Love it, love it, love it. All right, we're gonna go walk around and I will show you a little bit of the center as we walk around. Bye. Hello lovelies, we are now in the Malibu Center. This is the core part, and we come here for tradition. There's a place called John's Garden, totally spaced on taking a video of what I normally get, but I always get the classic tuna because I've been doing it since I was a teenager. I lived at County Line for a while, and then I went to Pepperdine University. So some of what you're seeing today is because my best friend and her daughter are visiting, and she's looking for colleges, and it made us want to go back and look at, you know, our years when we used to go to school out here. My younger brother is also here with his family, so he's bringing his sons over so that they can also see this. Like, this is our area we all grew up on, and somehow time moves forward, but it also stands still, and it's so much fun being here, and it's such a vibe being here. It doesn't change. Everyone wants to be here and hang out. And so, yeah, we're in the little center, and we're gonna walk some more shops, and then we're probably gonna head back into the city and go over to Santa Monica or Venice. But I hope you've seen some of the shops here and why we like it so much in Malibu. And there is certainly the area where you can do the, you know, the see it and do all of that, but I've lived it most of my life, so I feel really lovelies. We are now at Santa Monica Pier with my nephews. My brother and my two nephews are in town. This is Cooper.
My name's Cooper. Hello, y'all.
And this is so they've been out here before, obviously, but we're on the pier. We're gonna go ride roller coaster and yeah, just hang out for a little bit. There it is. See, you're getting a little bit of everything, and that's good luck.
That's amazing.
There it is. Yeah. Look.
You
Oh,
see, there's a baby. It seems like it's a smaller one.
that's so sweet. Hi lovelies, I'm going to flip the camera in a moment, but I just want to show you this gray you're seeing. This is all just fire sky. You can see over there, it's really surreal if you can see it. The sun is just hot and fire right now. It's so sad. Let me flip the camera. So, have not gotten much sleep. It's been a really intense night. We don't live directly where the fire is in Pacific Palisades and Brentwood. We're in the area next to it, so Santa Monica, over by the Santa Monica airport. Wind is starting to pick up again. Last night was, it's just surreal. Everything is absolutely surreal because there's so much that's gone. My heart is just so sad for the families that have lost their home. I have a disaster. I have friends that their children go to the high school, and the high school is gone in Pacific Palisades now. The wind was so strong last night, I couldn't even bring the camera out safely. Alonzo didn't want me to because it was like a hurricane, and yet not. And things were blowing all over, and then the power went out here at the house. And I mean, if anything, though, my heart just goes out to the families in Pacific Palisades. As I said, we're safe, but they're right next door to us. The firefighters, the many people out there trying to save things. I have thoughts of the real inn. You probably all saw it on the news. That's where I first learned to hold chopsticks and have sushi. And we were just over there on Saturday. You're going to see it in some of the footage from before because my brother and his sons were out, and my best friend and her daughter were out. So we were over in Pacific Palisades in Malibu. But it just goes to remind me how fragile life is. Like, really, our priorities are about our family, our friends, love, what we build, being able to stay safe, to stay healthy. You never ever imagined something like this would happen, and yet it does. And I don't want to forget also, there's many people in Altadena and in other areas that also were affected by the fire. I know they're not as popular areas that they make the news the way Pacific Palisades and Malibu and Santa Monica do, but they equally have had a horrible fire. It's like being in, I forget. It's starting to get really strong again. Anyhow, I need to go in. I do have some meetings that I need to do today, so I'm going to go in and get ready. But I just want to jump on because I know this is part of things you have to hear. And later on today, I'm going to check and see where we can help out, maybe with supplies or volunteering to go over there and help clear some things. But anyhow, I am sending love to you all and jumping into a day. It's going to be another hard day because the winds are going to get very strong again today, and then supposedly by tonight it will start calming down a little bit. Okay, I'm off. Okay, lovely. So let's talk how I get my planning set for the year. This is going to be super short because I am not a planner, actually, but I am very organized and I definitely achieve what my intentions are. This really simple philosophy. I believe that when we set the intention in our mind and then every day we do everything we can towards creating and moving towards those intentions, we will achieve them. I want to show you a book. This is a book that is by Wallace Wattles. And he's like the grandfather. This was written over 100 years ago. And he wrote it from the sense of understanding the perspective about energy and that energy is contained within anything. and our desires are achievable. And it really has resonated for me, and why I don't spend a lot of time per se trying to have daily planners and have New Year's goals and all of those things, because this is more what resonates for me in terms of philosophy. And he really breaks it down and says that when you think about thoughts, a thought is in and of itself a substance that produces a thing that we imagine by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substance, can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. And in order to do this, now I'm going to start paraphrasing, but in order to do this, first of all, it's always understanding that there is a difference of creating versus actually being competitive in spirit. So if you're going after things because you're trying to compete with somebody else, chances are, I'm not saying you won't get there, but it'll take you longer to get there. If you're going with the mindset of aligning it with what your intuition tells you is your intention to be here, because all of us are here, not to get woo-woo, but all of us are here with a sense of elevating existence. You know, it's like a parent who has a child and you wish the best for your child and you want to give them even better. But in reality, every single one of us as individuals, we're elevating the circumstances of our community and leaving it a better place for them. So when you work from that space of creativity, it means that things are more attainable because you're actually aligned with the energy of creation, and that's what you're seeking forward. And I also believe that that is what does give us that ability to be able to garner richness in life when you are aligning to it. And then every day, that's the second point to this, every day having gratitude. I start my morning with a mindset of gratitude. I end my evening with a mindset of gratitude. And I really write it down. You know, I think it's so important to write certain things down because you're passing that energy through your being onto paper and manifesting it. And then the third thing I want to say in my philosophy is that you every day have to be intentional in creating. It's not enough to just say, oh, I want X, Y, Z, and tomorrow I'm going to think about it and it's going to manifest itself. Every day, from the moment you wake up to the evening when you're ready for bed, what are you doing? Where are you putting your intention? How are you pushing that dial forward? So with that, this is an amazing book if you ever do decide that you want to read it. My other things that I do are the 5-minute journal, because I love the format of this. The format is that it has different areas on it where you can list out what you're grateful for in the morning. It has a beautiful inspirational quote. I write down what would make today great, my daily affirmation, which I create myself. And then in the evening before I go to bed, I write down the highlights of the day and what did I learn from that day. I'm on my multiples of this book. I think a 4th or 5th book. I've been doing this for quite a while. So every day, this type of landscape with it, and it serves me well. Then another thing that I do really simple is I like this. This is from Molly and Rex, and it's just a simple little table pad you can have. It's got its own little stand, so it sits on the table. And all you do is just write down your key things you know you need to accomplish for the day. So you could set out for the week if you wanted to, but I don't invest a lot of time in this. This is little dashes for me. And at the same time, I also keep on my notes app in my phone anything on my task list that I need to do too. And then in lieu of having a true planner, I found this one. I just actually really like the pattern of it, and I believe in colors, and that colors also can manifest intentions for us. And the color combo is all about creation, oranges, shades of orange, pink, and green. This ties into your intuition. This and this are your second chakra, creativity. And then the green, is from your heart. So for me, it resonates. And it's really simple in format. It's just showing me again what I need to do in each of the days of my list, and if there's any action points of the week. And I keep it very simple like that. So works for me. If you want tips, I could go deeper for you, but I really feel like this formula is sufficient for anybody. It's just I do understand some of us like to be hyper-organized, and I mean that in a positive way. Some people really, really need that full structure around them, and I applaud them. You do you, what works for you, because that's going to give you that sense of peace and contentment, and that you're pushing the dial forward. I am 90% there. I'm so excited. Secured the goods in Trader Joe's. Amazing. Did you see those cake bites? The man at the register was telling me they just started getting them in this week, those rainbow cake bites. I'm so excited. Mr. Z is going to love that. He has such a big sweet tooth. I'm more like salty, savory. He's more sweet. So really excited about that. On the other hand, bakery was a bust. They did not have any more croissants, so now I am walking over to Whole Foods to see. They have really good croissants that you can actually bake yourself, so I'm thinking I'll do that because then I have all the other yummies, so it should be pretty good. And I also want to see if they have a bottle of Veuve that I can bring back as well. And then I'm going to be heading back, but it's almost dark, so I think this is going to be my last check-in. While I'm walking, actually, I wanted to share with you, I'm listening to an audiobook. I really like listening to self-development books when I'm walking. And this one is very interesting. It's called Hyperfocus, and it's basically the scientific side of deliberate intention and the impact that that can have on our productivity, which is a huge topic to me that I'm interested in. So it has been really good, but true to his point, we have about 40 seconds and then we lose our attention span, and I am guilty as charged because I thought of all of you and I thought, oh my gosh, the sun is going down. I'm not going to make it all the way to Whole Foods, so I better jump on right now and share with you my progress. So with that, I am going to jump back off, dive back into Hyperfocus and learn some valuable tools, and I will see you later. Good morning, lovelies. It is Mr. Z's birthday and I'm so excited. I love this day. He thinks I actually forgot. I usually do something in the mornings, but I get up super early while he's asleep. But he didn't sleep so well last night, so I didn't want to get up and disturb that. So when he got up, I got up, basically locked him away. He has international friends that have been calling, wishing him happy birthday, so you can hear him in the background. But I am building the breakfast charcuterie board. So I'm going to walk you through how I assemble it, and then I'll show the finished effect when it's all done. The key when you're building your charcuterie board is you don't want it to be too perfect. You want it to have kind of a rough sense to it, and yet it still sort of tells a story in a way. So we're just looking here, kind of placing things. I have 13 strawberries because that is Mr. Z's favorite. Put the 13th one up here. That's his favorite number. I'm going to add some blueberries now. And again, just rough little bunches in different spots, telling a little bit of story. We'll move this around if we need to in certain areas. We have a renegade. Blueberry. We're going to do a patch there. Maybe we'll do a little wave here. Actually, we'll move that over to this side. And you just keep filling in and filling in. Because this is a breakfast one, we might not quite have as many high pieces, but we'll see as we move along. Maybe I'll add in a little bit horizontal, just kind of spreading through in a little bit of a wave pattern. Again, there's no point to this of being perfection. You're just adding in and around in different spots to create a little bit of a story. So this is our splash of blueberries essentially. And then we'll run it through here because that makes sense. Now it looks like a little river of blueberries. That is done. Let's add in some cheeses so we can see where our cheese placement is. So we've got a double cream brie. And the whole idea behind the charcuterie for breakfast is it starts at breakfast, but we work from home, so it kind of makes sense that this will be for the whole day to be able to nibble on. And I know you can't see me. Hi, I'm here. Oh, look at that. That's a beautiful chunk of brie. Next we have this amazing Stilton blue cheese, which I'm going to add in here. And then for our third cheese, we're going with a Parma just shifting things around this one. Where I was saying that the perfect charcuterie is when you add in threes. So being able to just fill in with your fruits. I've got mandarins, blueberries, and strawberries. I have for my cheeses, my blue cheese, my Parma, and my double cream brie. And then we're going to add in our protein meats in a moment, but I'm just still filling in with another 2 mandarins. Okay, for our proteins, we have a mix of cappucciola, prosciutto, and salami. So we're going to just roughly place these in different spots. Again, just filling in a little river. Of yummies around. So I'm building some cappucciola between the strawberries, the blueberries, and the mandarins. And now I'm going to add some prosciutto around the Parma. I would say this is semi-intentional because I'm also thinking what cheese pairs with each of these meats. And I'm tearing the prosciutto into little bite sizes since it's so long. Actually, I'm going to move this over slightly so that it's easier to cut into. So it's kind of like a little blossom of prosciutto, but you've still got that ability to cut into the Parma, into the Parma cheese. And this is our salami going down. Again, making another little flower bud with it. And then you've got the fruit and the brie surrounding. And I'm going to move these strawberries over so that it kind of anchors the salami. So now it's turning into more of a river than a particular bud, because I have to keep in mind we need to be able to cut that brie. So again, just really rough. It doesn't need to be perfect because we're going to fill in even more around this in a moment. Okay, now we are going in with some delicious biscotti. just placing it right on top of the blueberries to give some height. Again, does not need to be perfect. And then I'm using it to fill in where I've got any edges that I might want to fill in around. He loves biscotti, so this is a good one. So it just kind of looks like very casual, huh? Now our little mini croissants came out so perfect. Isn't that beautiful? So we're going to add these in. And then we've got our This is our finished breakfast charcuterie board. I'm so excited with how it came out. I hope you can hear me because Mr. Z is talking with friends in the background. I do have also jam and honey, but I don't think it's necessary. I was going to put it out into little dishes, but I don't think it's necessary because this is already really full and delicious. So you can see it built into some height and layers. So we have our biscotti with blueberries layered underneath, our mandarin oranges, our strawberries, some mint garnish and croissants. We've got our triple cream brie. We have our blue cheese, our egg bites, our birthday cake bites, of course. Mixed in, we've got the calebra, salamis, and prosciutto. More croissants, our parma cheese, more of the biscottis and fruits, and it just should be so delicious. Okay, I am going to sign off. He is probably wrapping up his call pretty soon, so then I'm going to bring him in here. He's going to be absolutely tickled. He loves, and it's something yummy and delicious for him. He doesn't, Mr. Z isn't a person who likes big parties or events. He likes celebrating other people more so than himself, but he still is a little boy at heart, so this should be really fun for him. So given the experiences with the fire, there's many different beautiful stories that have touched our hearts, but one that truly touched me was this wonderful poem that was done by the Daily Tay, and I believe it embodies so well what my heart is feeling at this moment. It says, "I have heard trees hold their breath during wildfires. I think about this as I hold mine when I watch the dog with burnt paw pads search for his family, and as I wonder if the old man with dementia made it out of his house or the elderly couple who couldn't walk without their caretaker. I watch as firefighters arrive from all over the world to risk their lives to save heirlooms, photos, and scrapbooks. Anything they can to help people they've never met. My friend calls the Los Angeles YMCA and asks if they need volunteers. They tell her they actually don't, so many have already arrived. I've also heard trees connect their roots in times of crisis to support one another, and I think maybe we might do the same." This is how much I love my community of LA. With that, we will get through this week, and then we will rebuild. And I send you all the deepest love. Thank you very, very much for being supportive to me. Thank you again for your beautiful messages. And I will see you again soon. Love you all. Bye.